Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of High Vibin' It. You are here with your girls, Lynnsey Robinson, my friend and certified hypnotherapist, and now you are trained in
EFT.
Woo!
Just recently added that, so I'm super excited.
Awesome.
Emotional freedom technique. You should look it up and start implementing it because it's bomb.
And we've done episodes on this. We did one with Brad Yates. So go back in the archives if you're like, what is this? I want to learn. That's a great place to start. And I am Kelsey Aida, your inspirational blogger, author, life coach, you name it, I help you. So,
Jacqueline of all trades.
yes, that manifesting generator, having your hands in many cups, or however they say.
You know, whatever they say.
whatever that saying is. So today, it's just me and Linz, no guests. We wanted to come back to the basics and just have a really awesome conversation for you guys. I was going to say with you, but obviously you're not talking to us in this moment. But a conversation.
I don't know that, Kels. Maybe they are.
Energetically.
Yes, I agree. Whoever just said that. See, now I'm talking back to them.
Because today's episode, we are answering your deepest burning questions that you guys asked me on Instagram a few days or weeks ago. I'm getting the time all slurred together because I just moved to a new state. But yeah, so today we're going to do Q&A and just answer your guys' questions about manifesting, living your best life, whatever questions come up here. I did answer them slightly in my Instagram story, but I wanted to go into more depth and get Lynnsey's perspective too, so that we could have a really great episode for you, because chances are if one person has the question, a lot of people have the question. Yes. And luckily, we have access to a lot of fucking answers. So we are here to give them to you and channel them for you.
Yay.
Yay. So let's get started. Just dive in, right?
Yeah. What's the first question that pops out to you?
So the first question that we have here, basically what I said is ask me anything about manifesting, self-love, happiness, etc. And somebody asked, what is the science behind the law of attraction? And they put the law of attraction in quotation. So I'm not really sure if this was like a hater just being like, well, what's the science behind the law of attraction? Or if this was actually like a genuine question.
Like if they were trying to be respectful and put it in quotes, like.
Right. So okay. I don't really know, but also I don't care because I'm still going to give the answer. So Linz, I'm curious to see how you would explain this.
Do I look like a scientist?
Like, do I look like a quantum physicist lady?
So, okay. Well, I mean, I can see, I honestly, why are you asking me for? So, okay, here we go. I'm going to do my best here. The science behind law of attraction. Well, it's all metaphysical, isn't it? So you can't really there's no material, tangible 3D evidence. It's all experiential. And I have so much experience under my belt with this. And everybody does. Like, that's the thing. The person that wrote that question has seen moments in their life where they're like, whether or not they say, like, did I manifest this? Or, oh, that's a coincidence. That's weird timing kind of thing. We're always attracting. Like attracts like. Energy. It's just, I don't want to say basic physics because I don't know basic physics, but I do know that energy attracts like energy. And so what you're putting out there, everything's energy. That is also science. That's science. Ask Bill Nye. Everything is energy. Everything's vibrating on a microscopic atomic level, atom level. Everything's vibrating with energy. So your thoughts are no different. You're putting thoughts, energy, feelings out there. You're going to attract what you're putting out. It's just the way it is.
And if it's called the law, just like the law of gravity.
It's the law.
Even though it's not like a written in stone law, it's something that everybody observed, like, oh, gravity is happening all the time for everybody. Yeah. So we're going to call it a law. Because
you know what's crazy though?
The pattern that it is always happening for us.
I was watching this documentary on like the laws of, I don't know, I think it's the laws of physics or something, or the different characteristics of physics where it's like momentum or centrifugal force, and gravity was one of them. They don't really have a lot of science to support gravity. No one can figure out what it is or how it happens.
And
but
yet
it's still
it's
a thing.
still happening all
Yeah.
the time.
Gravity is like, you ask my husband about gravity, he's like, okay, don't even get me started on gravity.
So here's the thing about the law of attraction, you guys. The law of attraction can all be explained by quantum physics, which is kind of also hilarious because even quantum physicists can't really figure out
Right.
quantum physics. It's really just this giant field of study where they realize one thing, but then they realize, oh, that's true, but also this is true, and then also this
Mhm.
is true, and then that thing that we thought was true, it's actually more than that. And it's like an ever unfolding study. So it's funny because the way that I look at science is like a way for people to try and make sense of like spiritual stuff. So it's like the way that humans try and wrap their brain around the unwrappable, the things that you just can't understand or fathom, or the
Yeah.
mystical, or the way that the world works, or even mathematics. Like it can all be tied to spirituality, and science is just another lens where you're trying to find patterns and rules and reasoning and logic behind the mystery of life and the world and the universe. Um, so to answer the question, the law of a science, the law of attraction can be explained by quantum physics. Basically, your mind, your thoughts are energy, right? And everything is created from the quantum field, which is like the universal field of consciousness. And matter is actually like, when you break it down, it just breaks down into energy. So your thoughts can create things because your thoughts are energy and things are energy. That's like the most basic way I can tie the two together.
Mm.
But I have a lot of good book resources
Oh my God, I was
because
just going to say a book.
okay, you share yours and then I'll share mine.
It might be one that you're actually going to recommend, but there's a book that one of my clients was reading during our sessions called E Squared.
Yeah,
Is
I
that,
was going to
is that one of
recommend
them?
that one. Yeah,
By Pam
because
Grout, and it's like 9 do-it-yourself energy experiments. So the next thing I would say is try it. Try it yourself. If you want to know the science behind it, there's no bigger confirmation to me than experience. So
right.
I would say put these tests to the test and see how it goes for you. But that's a really great place to start.
Yeah, E Squared by Pam Grout. We'll link to all these books in the show description, but she does a really great job of putting quantum physics into layman's terms. And then she gives you all these really cool exercises to try so you can prove to yourself that it works. So that's a really
Yeah.
fun book. Also, Joe Dispenza is one of my favorite spiritual teachers who approaches it from the scientific and research perspective. And he's always hooking people's brains up to fancy machines while they're meditating and doing all these studies and research to explain like the phenomenons that are miracles and manifesting and changing states of consciousness. And he has a bunch of good books, so pretty much anything from Dr. Joe Dispenza is great. Also, Deepak Chopra explains
Love
a
it.
lot of science in his books about manifesting. The newest book that I think we've recommended on the show
Yeah, we
before,
both have it.
Metahuman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great one. It goes into some of the science. Dr. Joe Vitale is another awesome author who we had on the show. So
Yeah, we
you guys should
did.
go back and listen to that episode. He's so awesome. And a lot of his books go into some of the science too. So a lot of these male authors, they like to go into the science. I'm guessing it was a dude who asked this question. Because I feel like, I don't know, something about the male brain. They just love logic and reasoning and rationale, which I think is great.
Me too.
So, yeah.
I love logic, which is why, like, I don't know. Yeah. If I can explain it to someone else, then I'll truly believe it. And as far as like the manifesting thing goes, it's so simple to me because I've seen it so many times. And I'm just like, you you think a thought and that person calls you. That's not a coincidence. It's all an energy transfer. So,
or like I was talking about this with my boyfriend the other day, like he's like, how come when you look at like a homeless person, they know, and then they look at you, like if you're driving by or something, they're asking for money, or if you're driving and someone in the car next to you, you're like watching them pick their nose, and then all of a sudden they like look at you. Like it's because we're all connected. Guys.
That's that thing where like
attack when you're looking at someone.
Like you've all had that feeling, I'm sure, where you've either been on the receiving end or you did it, where somebody's sleeping and you're staring at the person or being looked at while your eyes are closed and you're like, someone's looking at me, and you open your eyes and they're looking at you. Like that is such a good example of the intangible like connection that we all have. And it's the same way with the universe and the thing with the universe is it has the power to bring you anything and everything that you want as long as you're a match. So part of the objective of this show, the main one, is how do we match? How do we get ourselves to match with what we want? And what are the ways to do that?
Well, and then the other science behind it too is psychology, because it's like when you give your mind a goal, it's going to achieve that goal given the circumstances that there's not other things in your mind sabotaging the goal. So this is where you start working with your beliefs. This is where you do the visualizing. This is where you
Hypnosis.
say, like,
what? Hypnosis.
Yeah, hypnosis, another tool. But it's like when you, for example, I forget the scientific term for it, but when I first started wearing glasses, reading glasses, I realized, oh my God, so many people wear glasses and I couldn't stop seeing glasses everywhere, right? Like my brain was filtering glasses, glasses, glasses. It's the same thing when you have a goal. You set your goal on something and your mind will get you there. Also in tandem with the universe supporting you going there. So it's explained through psychology, it's explained through quantum physics. And I would say,
and there's still so much mystery. So
and
just like
we're
try
never
it.
gonna understand the totality of it, and that's okay because
I love that
you.
Yeah, we're not supposed to yet, but I love that you touched on when you attune. You know, it's like that slug bug. When you're playing that slug bug game, you always see the bugs. If you have a new car, you will only see that car. If you want a car, you'll only see that car on the freeway. It's interesting that you brought that up because we do the same thing with how we view the world. Let's say we're just only focusing on our problems. Guess what you're going to see more of? If you're worried about a certain thing and you're looking for a sign, guess what you're going to see signs for because you're looking. So, you know, to that end, what would happen if you just started using that power to look for positives and to find evidence of the good, and that will only bring more of it to you.
Exactly. And one of the questions you can ask yourself is, how are things already working out for me so perfectly? And then you're like, okay, well, every day my heart is beating, I'm breathing, I'm making it to and from work, I've got food in the fridge. That's when you go into your gratitude, right? And you're like, whoa, my life is so great. And then that's what you believe, and then that's what you see, and then that's what you experience. Because two different people can have the same exact life circumstances, but an entirely different reality of how they're experiencing it based on what they're seeing, what they're feeling, what they're noticing, and what they're giving their attention to. And that's a part of the law of attraction. It's like if you look to the right, you're going to see what's there. If you look to the left, you're going to see what's there. It's like, what are you looking for in your life? That's how you're going to cultivate more of it.
I think we've beaten this question to death.
Boom. Mic drop. Mic
drop. I hope that answers the question. Give us more questions if you have any, by the way.
The next question is, how can I set myself free and live in flow?
Ooh.
Okay, so here's what I said, and then I'll let you go into your answer.
Good question.
So in my experience, and this is what I help my one-on-one coaching clients with in our sessions, is the only way to feel totally free is to have no resistance to your experience, no matter what it is, especially emotionally. So when you what am I trying to say? When you can become comfortable in any emotional state and open your body to any emotion and let it flow through you, that's the ultimate freedom. And feeling all your feelings is the key to finding ultimate fulfillment, happiness, freedom, and peace, because every single feeling that you have is an experience of your life. And in order to be free, you have to be open to everything. And in order to feel free, you have to be free of restriction. So restriction would be like, oh, I don't want to feel sad right now. I don't have time to be angry. I can only feel positive so I can attract positive things, blah, blah, blah. These are all rules, restrictions, guidelines. Ultimate freedom is, I'm going to let life happen through me. I'm going to embrace whatever comes my way. And ultimately, that's how you can handle your life with more grace and more ease, because energy will flow through your body when you're open to it.
Agree. My biggest thing though, because I always hear this all the time, is like, yeah, okay, cool. I have to just release the resistance. Okay, but how? Because there's a thing that I do not want to look at. There's a thing that when I feel it, I shove it right back down because,
Mhm.
and the simple explanation for it is the emotion that you're feeling is coming from the part of your mind that houses emotions, which is the subconscious. And also that part of your mind is terrified that if you feel this for too long, you could die. Like that's how dramatic it is. We know that you're not going to, but that's the fear. That's the fear. So how do you like overcome that? I would
Exposure.
say, yeah, exactly. I would
Exposure
say
therapy.
allow yourself to sit with it. Just sit with it. I know it's hard, dude. I know it is, but I know you can do it. Just sit with it for 1 minute and then sit with it for 2 minutes. Like I'm of the firm belief that you could do anything for 1 minute or even 2 minutes. As long as you know there's a time limit, you could do anything. So sit with the emotion, ugly cry, write it down, allow it to just kind of flow in whatever way that it wants to manifest and process and integrate and release, and just see what happens. And we've talked about this on the show too, Kelsey, that if you can allow yourself to just sit with it and let it go, you'll be shocked at how quickly, once it's given permission to be felt and to be acknowledged, how quickly it does go. Rather than just feeling it 50% for years, you could
Right.
feel it at 100% for 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, maybe even 5. Okay, I'm not going to say it's only 2. If you can fully feel it in whatever way that it wants to be felt and acknowledged, like that's it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah,
You know?
that's honestly the key that I've found to freedom. And if you're like, yo, that sounds scary as F, like, no, thank you. I want to feel free, but I don't want to do that. Then I would say, well, it's going to be hard to feel free when you're putting rules like that on your life and like restricting your natural humanness. But
Yeah.
also, like, get a facilitator to help you so you feel more safe and you feel more held and more guided. Like, this is what I do with my one-on-one coaching clients. So reach out if you're like, yes, I need help processing so I can live my best life and live in a state of non-resistance, because that's where the magic can flow and that's where you can feel free. And also because a lot of the time, well, all the time, we make decisions because we are either trying to gain pleasure or avoid pain, right? And more often than not, we're making most of our decisions to avoid pain.
Yeah.
But if you can make pain your bitch and master pain, then you actually aren't scared of it anymore. And then you have the freedom to make whatever decision you actually want to make. And you don't have to live your life out of fear or manipulation or avoidance or running from something. You can actually make empowered decisions to go for what you want, because
Yeah.
you know, even if it doesn't work out, you'll still be fine because you can handle anything. And that, my friends, is freedom.
Here's the best thing that probably the best advice I ever got. And I think it really does apply here. So, a lot of times when we talk about this, like, oh, in order to be free, you have to really look at the dark parts that you have not been looking at for a long time. People get like, you can't make me. There's that resistance of like, no, I don't want to. I'm not ready. And here's what I know will help. Okay. Number one, you don't got to do anything. Nothing
Right.
needs to happen today. Nothing needs to happen tomorrow. Just know, and this is the juicy part. Just know that there will come a day where staying where you are will be so much more uncomfortable, and the feeling of halfway feeling it for years will become so much
Preach.
more uncomfortable. You are so cute. Than actually wanting to take that step forward. So right now, live in it. It's fine. You've been doing it for months, years, your whole life. You're used to it. You got this. You can do it. Nothing needs to happen today or tomorrow. Just know that eventually there will come a day where you'll be like, oh, I'm so over this. And maybe you are now, and maybe you just need a little bit longer to get there, but you're not going to be there forever. And just know that it's up to you to decide when, and nobody's going to force you to do anything. So for me, it was a breakup that needed to happen when I was told that, like, don't worry, eventually you're going to get so sick of it and the switch will flip and you're just never going to go back. And it was true. And I needed to hear it because I was like, oh, so I don't have to take any action today. Okay, cool. But having that in your brain and that little seed planted, it was really all I needed. So hopefully that's all you need to know that you're going to get yourself where you need to be.
Yeah. And if
Eventually.
your intention and your goal and your genuine desire is to feel free, you'll get there one way or
You'll
another.
get there. Yeah.
You will get there. It's happening. The process is already underway. So
Yeah. Just
don't
by
worry
listening to
about
this
that.
weird tangent we just went on, it's lit up something in your body that's like, yes, this is truth. Even if I don't do anything about it today, it's going to happen.
Yeah, you're being activated every time you listen to this show, guys.
Boom.
FYI. So you're welcome for the
I
activation.
think I'm being activated every time
we are activated also at the same time. Okay, this is a really cute question. It says, I'm not sure how even to start manifesting. Help. Well, one, you should just go back.
You've already started. You've been doing it your whole life. So there's no starting.
You have been manifesting your whole life. So it's more about like consciously creating things in your life.
Choosing what to manifest. Yeah.
Yeah. And 3, like, listen to our podcast episodes. Go to my blog. I've written a million articles about how to manifest for beginners, the easy steps, how to set intentions, blah, blah, blah. Do some hypnotherapy with Lynnsey. There's a million different ways to do it. I actually created a course a long time ago called Manifesting Masterclass. And it's like a really in-depth 30-day program for people who are new to the law of attraction and manifesting. And this will teach you all the basics that you need to know and all the practices so that you can start doing it more consciously and in a more fun way. So
I love that. I love that question. I love when people I just love it. And not to, it's hard to remember that there are people that do not know that you're manifesting all the time. There are people out there, and I get the same kind of question when it's like, what if I can't be hypnotized? It's like, you've been doing this you're an expert at going into hypnosis. Like, you do it all day, every day. So it's still like mind-boggling to me that people still are so unaware of how freaking awesome they are. Just like, look at what you can do. Look what you've been doing. Why not just make it more intentional? Like, it's so fun. It's just so fun. Anyway.
It's so fun. Ooh, here's a great question. So the next one is it possible that sometimes things get worse before they get better? Like, as soon as you set an intention. Hey there, thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to watch the extended version where you get the full podcast episode in a video format, just go to patreon.com/highvibe. The link is in the description. That's where you can become a supporter of the show, listen to all the episodes via video format, and each week you get extended versions of the show, meaning you get to see the pregame behind the scenes, and also you get an extended interview with whoever we're guesting, or if it's me and Lynnsey, we usually pull cards for you guys, fun stuff like that. So go check it out. There's lots of cool goodies, including a free copy of my book, a free audio hypnosis from Lynnsey. She's a hypnotherapist. And yeah, we just want to give you all the goods, all the content. So head over to patreon.com/highvibe to become a Patreon.
Or if you'd rather listen to the rest of this episode, head over to highvibinit.com where you'll see all the links to everywhere that it's getting streamed. Click your favorite one and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Thanks for listening.